The Odyssey drifted through the vast, uncharted expanse of space, its hull gleaming under distant starlight. Commander Elise Grant stood firm on the bridge, her sharp eyes scanning the data feeds projected before her. The scout ship's mission was simple: explore beyond known boundaries and map new star systems for humanity's expansion. Yet, simple rarely described what lay beyond the edge of mapped space. "Commander, we're picking up something unusual," said Lieutenant Harris from the sensor station. His brow furrowed as he scrutinized the data stream. Energy readings off the charts, nothing like we've seen before. Grant crossed the deck, her boots clanging softly against the metal floor. "Can you localize it?" Harris tapped a few keys. "Bearing 015 Mark 7. About 4,000 kilometers ahead." The projection shifted, revealing a swirling rift of shimmering energy. Vibrant hues of blue, green, and violet pulsed in chaotic harmony. Data feeds scrambled to make sense of the anomaly, but the readings remained nonsensical. "Is it natural?" asked Grant. "I don't think so, Commander," Harris admitted. "The energy patterns suggest some kind of structure inside, but it's hard to tell." Grant's second-in-command, Lieutenant Commander Arya Patel, approached with concern etched across her face. "Protocol dictates we avoid unknown phenomena at this range," she reminded softly. "We're here to map safe routes, not chase cosmic mysteries." Grant knew the risk. Scout ships were designed for exploration, not combat or survival in unstable anomalies. But curiosity was a defining trait of humanity, the reason they had ventured this far in the first place. She weighed the options, her mind racing through potential scenarios. "Helm," Grant said decisively, "plot a course for the rift. Minimum safe distance." Patel's lips tightened, but she said nothing. The crew obeyed without hesitation, the hum of engines rising as the Odyssey adjusted its trajectory. The rift loomed larger on the viewports, its mesmerizing swirls casting eerie reflections across the ship's interior. "Power fluctuations detected," Harris warned. "We're experiencing electromagnetic interference." "Steady," Grant commanded. "Hold the approach." The rift's gravitational pull tugged at the ship, causing subtle vibrations. Despite the turbulence, the Odyssey maintained its course. As they neared the anomaly, the sensors finally pierced through some of the interference. "Commander," Harris said, astonished, "there's definitely a structure inside. Metallic components, energy conduits, this isn't natural." Grant's heart raced. This was it, the kind of discovery that could redefine humanity's understanding of the universe. A beacon of knowledge waiting to be uncovered. "Initiate a full scan," she ordered. "Document everything." The ship trembled as the rift's energies surged around them. Alarms blared briefly before stabilizing. The rift seemed almost aware of their presence, as if it had awakened from slumber. "Commander," Patel said gravely, "this could be the most significant discovery in human history or our last." Grant's gaze remained fixed on the swirling abyss. "History doesn't remember the cautious," she said quietly. "Push forward." The Odyssey pierced through the swirling edge of the rift, the hull shimmering as it adapted to the shifting dimensional energies. Inside the ship, the lights flickered, momentarily dimmed by the turbulence. Commander Grant maintained her composure, eyes locked on the rapidly evolving data feeds. The space beyond was unlike anything they had ever seen. Vibrant hues illuminated an endless expanse where floating crystalline structures defied the known laws of physics. "Status?" Grant demanded. "Stabilizing power systems now," Patel reported. "Shields holding at 60%. Scans online," Harris added. His voice faltered. "Commander, there's something out there." Before Grant could respond, an overwhelming wave of shimmering light enveloped the ship. Massive crystalline entities emerged, each glimmering with bioluminescent hues. Their forms pulsed and refracted, seemingly weightless as they floated effortlessly toward the Odyssey. "Life forms," Harris confirmed. "Size ranging from 10 to 100 meters. Energy-based signatures highly advanced, possibly sentient." Grant's instincts sharpened. "Communications?" Patel shook her head. "No standard frequencies. They could be telepathic, non-verbal, or using methods beyond our technology." "Let's find out," Grant said calmly. Activate the neural interface. I'll initiate contact. The crew hesitated. No one had tested the interface in a scenario involving entirely unknown entities. Still, Harris engaged the system, and Grant felt the faint hum of the neural bridge synchronizing with her mind. As the connection stabilized, a flood of impressions filled her consciousness, colors, shapes, and sounds without origin. Thoughts that weren't her own mingled with hers, forming fragmented patterns. Slowly, a coherent presence emerged, curious, ancient, and observant. Organic beings, the presence noted, each word shimmering in her mind like fractals of light. Unique. Fragile, yet persistent. Grant pushed through the sensory overload, her will unwavering. We are explorers. We seek knowledge and understanding. The crystalline entities pulsed in unison, their energy harmonizing. Explorers. Like us, yet bound by form. A connection had been established, fragile but real. Grant sensed not hostility but fascination, a meeting of vastly different species united by a shared desire to explore the unknown. Commander, energy levels stabilizing, Harris reported. They're harmonizing with our systems. Grant opened her eyes, the neural link fading. We've made contact, she said. They're explorers, like us. Patel exhaled slowly. And they didn't attack us. That's a first. Grant allowed herself a rare smile. Sometimes curiosity is stronger than fear. As the Odyssey drifted among the crystalline beings, data streams captured everything, the ship's scanners mapping a realm untouched by human eyes. Humanity had made first contact, not through conquest or dominance, but by extending a hand of understanding. This is just the beginning, Grant said softly. They'll remember us for this. The mood shifted abruptly as the calm energy surrounding the Odyssey began to distort. The crystalline entities flickered, their once stable light now erratic, pulsing wildly. Alarms rang through the ship, and systems began to flicker. A harsh, grinding sound reverberated from the hull. Commander, we've got a problem, Harris said, his voice edged with panic. The rift's destabilizing. Energy surges coming in fast. We're losing power. Grant's eyes darted to the console. The readings were terrifying. The dimensional rift that had initially seemed like a mysterious but harmless phenomenon was now threatening to tear them apart. A massive energy storm was forming, ripping at the fabric of spacetime itself. Is there a way to get us out of this? Patel asked, her voice tight. Harris shook his head. Our engines are barely functioning. The storm's interference is blocking all our attempts to navigate. We're stuck in the rift's core. Grant gripped the edge of the command station. The crystalline beings were now dimming, their telepathic presence withdrawing as the storm intensified. It was clear that even their advanced energy manipulation couldn't shield the ship from what was coming. Do we have any power left? Grant asked, her mind racing through every possible solution. We're operating on backup systems. Shields are almost gone, Harris replied. If we don't get out of here soon, we'll be pulled into the storm's epicenter. Nothing survives that. Grant stood motionless, her thoughts processing at lightning speed. She had seen humanity persevere in the face of seemingly impossible odds before, but this was different. This was not just a matter of human will, it was about surviving in a realm beyond anything they understood. Can we use the rift's energy to our advantage? Patel suggested. We've been tracking its energy patterns. If we can harness the storm somehow. I'll try, Grant interrupted, already formulating a plan. We have to interface with the rift directly. If we can channel its energy, it might give us a push out. Are you sure that'll work? Harris asked. This is unprecedented. All the more reason to try, Grant replied firmly. We don't have time to waste. With quick coordination, the crew began rerouting every available resource into the ship's energy conduit. Harris and Patel worked furiously to recalibrate the systems, the hum of the ship vibrating as they pushed it beyond its limits. As the rift storm closed in, the tension was unbearable. The ship groaned, and the lights flickered, but the crew's focus never wavered. They aligned the ship's systems with the chaotic energy surrounding them, tapping into the very forces that were threatening to destroy them. We're locked in, Harris called out. Firing systems. We're using the rift's energy to boost our propulsion. Full power to engines now. The Odyssey shuddered violently, and the storm's energy surged through the ship. A blinding flash filled the control room as the ship roared to life, surging forward with newfound strength. It was a gamble, but they had no choice. The rift howled as the Odyssey broke free, the storm's grasp loosening just enough for them to escape. The ship emerged into the calm of space, battered but intact. The storm raged behind them, but they had survived. That was too close, Patel said, wiping sweat from her forehead. Grant took a deep breath. We're alive. And we're leaving with something no one else has. The Odyssey drifted back into known space, its hull scarred but still intact. The crew exhaled collectively, their minds slowly recovering from the intense ordeal. Commander Grant stood at the helm, staring out at the stars, her thoughts racing. They had just navigated the impossible, and in doing so, had changed everything. Signal Earth, Grant ordered. Let's transmit our findings. The world needs to know. Harris immediately began routing a secure communication to Earth, and within moments, a flood of data began to stream through. Images of the rift, the energy readings, and the crystalline beings were all included in the transmission. There would be no hiding the scale of their discovery. The crew waited in silence as the message was sent. Grant couldn't help but feel the weight of the moment. Humanity had always been driven by curiosity, but what they had just uncovered went far beyond anything she had imagined. "Commander," Harris said, breaking the silence, "the data's been received. Earth's already analyzing it. We'll have results soon." Grant nodded. "Good. But it's not just about the science, Harris. This changes everything. We're no longer alone in the universe. And those beings, they saw something in us." Patel approached, her expression thoughtful. "They didn't just let us through the rift. They recognized us as explorers, like them. That means something. We're not just a species fighting for survival. We're part of a larger story." Grant's gaze remained steady. "Exactly. We've always known that humanity's strength lies in our ability to adapt and evolve. The rift wasn't a barrier, it was an invitation. And now we have the knowledge to bridge the gap between dimensions, to explore beyond what we've ever dreamed." Earth was already waking up to the implications of the discovery. News feeds around the world began to buzz with speculation about what the crew of the Odyssey had uncovered. The rift, the crystalline beings, and the potential for dimensional travel were all topics of heated debate. The scientific community was in uproar, and governments were quick to secure their place in the unfolding new age. "We've become a symbol," Patel said softly. "Not just for Earth, but for all of humanity. This could be the dawn of something much bigger." Grant felt the weight of her words. This wasn't just about survival anymore, this was about humanity's place in a vast and mysterious universe. A place they had just begun to understand. "We'll need to prepare," Grant said. "This is just the beginning. There are more rifts, more knowledge to uncover. And if humanity is going to move forward, we have to be ready." The crew nodded in unison, the quiet resolve among them palpable. The Odyssey had opened a door to a new era, and humanity would be the ones to step through it. "We're not just explorers anymore," Grant said, her voice steady. "We're pioneers. And the universe is waiting for us."